Welcome to Why Real Estate. I'm excited for another episode here, this time with Cindy Yeates of Gold Key Staging. This is obviously for those who are looking to sell their home. Wherever you're at, we hope you will find value in this conversation and the statistics and information that Cindy is going to share with us today. We personally use Cindy almost on every listing. Okay, something about her in particular is that she is very, very into the details of the details of the details, and it's important for people to understand that all this is geared. The information that we share and all that we do is for your benefit. You can largely, I would dare say, staging is, next to having a clean home, is the thing that can most affect the value that you will get out of selling your home in percentages. Okay, I just recently sold my own home, and of course I had Cindy stage it, and we ended up getting in return, even in this high interest rate market, much more money than we had anticipated, on the sell, with multiple offers within a few weeks. And so, Cindy, welcome.
Thank you. I am so excited to be here.
You're going to do great. I'm excited for you to share the information that you have. Why is staging important when it comes to selling your home?
Staging, and before I start, I want to say that when I give statistics, most of the statistics that I'm sharing with you come from the National Association of Realtors, and they are even more conservative than the statistics that the National Staging Association gives. So they're on the conservative side. But when you're selling your home, you want to have your clients think of it as not their home anymore. You just don't know whose home it is. And we want to create an emotional connection with those buyers the moment they drive up.
That depersonalization is so much more difficult for people, right? I remember in creating expectations with clients, the coaching on depersonalize, detach. And treat it like it's not your home. I mean, that's great advice right there.
It is really, really important. We don't want anything in there that says this is your family's home. We want the buyers to come in and say, oh my gosh, I could live here. And we want them to think of it as their home.
So from a success standpoint, what are some of the statistics? Like, does a home, if somebody spends a couple $1,000s on staging, can they expect to earn that back, on the sale of their home?
They can, and it will come back to them in multiple different formats. The first thing is that most staged homes sell at least 6 days faster than an unstaged home. And if you're that family that is having to run around and keep everything perfect, a week less on the market is huge. And the statistic that we're given from the National Association of Realtors is that staged homes sell for up to 17% more than an unstaged home.
Phenomenal.
That is huge. That is like triple what they're paying out in commissions.
Yeah, and any fees, right? Whether they're title or realtor or otherwise, or even helps them offset closing costs that a seller may have to provide, especially when buyers are coming into a market with high interest rates and they need to fit into what they can do budget-wise on a monthly payment. There's extra money there as well for them to buy it down.
And another thing that I was shocking, and I found this statistic actually this year, and at first I didn't believe it, and I thought I want to test this out. And that was that if you have an unstaged empty home and you have a staged home, buyers will stay and look at that unstaged home on average 6 minutes. They just go through really, really quickly. They stay on average in a staged home 41 minutes.
At a time.
Yes.
Whoa, that's 35-minute difference.
Yes, they actually come in and they sit down on the couch and they start talking. And then they're like, oh, wait, look at this. And they say, oh, we could put our TV there. And they start envisioning themselves and they stay that much longer and connect with that home emotionally.
And I can vouch for that because I've had clients say to me, when their home's been staged, after they've cleaned it out and they've done what I've asked them to do, they've basically said, you know what, we're going to go live with family during the showing because we don't want to mess this up. It's showing so well. And I'm currently in that type of situation right now with the listing that you helped us on.
Yep.
So, staging is absolutely critical. What are some of when you walk into a home, because you do staging consultations, right, before the staging ever happens, what are some of the things that you recommend the most to someone that's about to sell their home?
Okay, the first thing is Layne is an incredible realtor, and if you do the things he suggests, and he does all of his marketing and pictures and everything that he does, and you listen to what I say, pack everything now, because your home is going to sell. And it is much less stressful to pack it now. Fill your garage, but pack your home now. We don't want anything. I always tell people there are 3 no's. There is no personal, no family pictures, nothing that tells who you are and what you do. There is no political and there's no religious. And so you just think about how it looks when you walk through a model home. You can't tell who those people are that own that home. That model home appeals to as many people as possible. And so I go through with Post-its with their permission, and I'll put a Post-it on this and I'll say, pack this up. And I go through with them and tell them to pack things up. That is the most important thing, declutter. And then there are things like lighting. And lighting is really important. And the color of the lights you have in your home, whether you have warm or cool lighting, is hugely important. If you do daylight spectrum and you've gone through and changed light bulbs in homes for your clients, daylight light bulbs make a huge difference and make the home much brighter, and your photos from your photographer turn out better.
I love what you're sharing, and it largely goes to this question that I often ask my clients. Do you want your home listed or do you want it sold? See,
Perfect.
some people think that those are the same things. They are not the same things. So selling a home, especially in a market like we're in today, to get it sold, you have got to be all in and willing to make the changes. You can't just dip your toe in the water and think that you can shove all your clutter into your closet. And hey, if it sells, it sells. You know, the non-committal doesn't work if you need to get it sold. And everything you're saying is indicating that depersonalizing, packing it up sooner than later, I mean, you're getting out in front of it anyway. Like I truly sometimes am amazed at how different a home looks. I'll meet with them, recommend we use you as your staging company, and then I'll come back after you've met with them. And then after you've staged, and I'm like, I'm not even in the same house. And there's just a feeling of, obviously, besides the cleanliness and how good it looks, there's this openness as well. And this ability to imagine, because it's set up the way it is, for a buyer, even for me as a realtor walking through, I try to look at it through the eyes of a buyer, that I can imagine myself in that space. By the time you take off the pictures, right? You get rid of so many things. Declutter, take a load to Goodwill or wherever that might be, and do it again, and then do it again. Right?
That is it.
So, Cindy, is there anything else that you would recommend or you'd like to add that would help?
I just think if people are willing to commit and do all the things that you're suggesting and then have a professional come in, it makes a huge difference. Their home's going to sell faster and for more money. And we have some little tricks and things that we suggest for families that are staying there that make the process easier. I don't want people to be afraid to have us come in. We have some real life tricks and conveniences.
What's an example of that?
Okay. if you have children and we do their bedrooms, then we tell you, take a picture of what these beds in this room looks like. Take the pillows and things off. Put them in, we give them really heavy duty garbage bags. Put everything in the bag, throw it in a corner. When you're going to have a showing, look at the picture, recreate it. If people have pets, we suggest they put a cardboard box in the corner of the garage where you step like from your kitchen into your garage. Get a big moving box, set it there. When you go to leave with your kids and your pets, take all the pet toys, beds, food, put it in that box, flap it shut. People think it's a box that you have there for moving. Walk out to your car and leave. Just little tiny things
That can definitely help with pets.
Yeah.
You know, that's excellent. No, thank you for those examples. Cindy, thanks for coming on. A lot of times when I give recommendations to a listing, client, right, I will say, now, sometimes the stager will have a better idea than me. Listen to the stager, because this is what they do. Okay, I don't have the greatest eye sometimes, and so I really appreciate what you do and for coming on today. Thank you.
Well, I love working with you. You are a true professional, and your clients are lucky to have you.
Thank you, Cindy.